Get peace of mind with the RV Advisor's extended warranty for as low as $14 per month. Visit thervadvisor.com today.
This is the RV Advisor Podcast with your host, Tom Alexander. Get all the latest information, trends, advice from experts, stories from the road, and more in the world of recreational vehicles. Now, here's Tom.
Hi, everybody, and welcome to the RV Advisor Podcast. My name's Tom Alexander, and my guest is back with us, a recurring guest. Here we go. It is Faith Megna, and she is, of course, the executive camper. Hi, Faith. How are you? Welcome back.
Hello, Tom. Wonderful.
Good,
Thank
good.
you. I'm glad to be back.
Yeah, it is. It's great to see you, and I know that the last time we spoke, shortly before the holidays, you were in Arizona, and you're still in Arizona, but you've moved a little further off the grid, I guess.
Yeah. I've been boondocking this entire winter, which is a new experience, that's for certain. So
Yeah.
haven't been on electricity since the end of October.
Wow. Okay. So that's got to be a little different. I don't know how I would fare with no electricity, for that period of time. How's it going?
It's not bad, honestly, especially, I'm working, so try to do that without, having electricity is really fun. I was lucky to have a couple backup laptops, so I'm running off of 3 different laptops and then a jetpack and hotspot and a battery pack. So, it's fun, and you kind of learn as you go how to deal with it. But honestly, the only thing that I do not have is my microwave.
Yeah. So you just have a little propane kind of thing when you cook, and
So I've got 2 30-gallon propane tanks, and that runs everything from the heat to the stove and the oven, the refrigerator, the water heater. So it's literally, and I don't have a high level rig. I mean, this was a pretty simple pared down rig. I don't have all these extra switches on it. I mean, I was looking at a Grand Design originally, and this is not a Grand Design. So the fact that I have these creature comforts through propane is amazing.
Yeah. It's amazing that you can go through that period of time. But look, I mean, we are all of us born into a electronic age, and the majority of us here in the U.S. are just, that's all we know. And then there are those few folks that do live really, really, truly off the grid, live off the land, and so that for them it's not as much of a culture shock. But I would imagine that it does take some getting used to.
Yeah, I mean, I spent my first couple winters on the grid and didn't think I could be without electricity, and really didn't quite. I was trying to figure out the whole BLM thing, and it took me a little bit to get used to. I was kind of poking around with it in the spring when I decided to stay in Arizona through the summer, because I didn't have anywhere to go back to. I couldn't go back to Michigan because Michigan was shut down. The campgrounds were shut down till the end of June, and I did not want to go back to Wisconsin and be near my parents with COVID. So I decided to stay and buckle down. And I still was trying to figure out, how do I do this BLM thing, and it just, I bombed a few times trying, but trying to figure out, where do I go? How does this work? It was a learning curve, to say the least.
Yeah. Well, it sure sounds it. And I'll tell you, let's take a quick break, and then we'll come back and we'll check in on everything you're doing, as well as a special guest who will join us. We got such wonderful feedback on this special guest, a furry friend of yours, and we'll see how she's doing as well. This is the RV Advisor Podcast. My guest is Faith Megna. She is, of course, the executive camper. My name is Tom Alexander. We'll be back in just a moment.
The RVACA is a charitable organization protecting the rights of the RV owners. We'll work with dealers and manufacturers to ensure quality control is in place prior to delivery of an RV. Additionally, the RVACA provides assistance to disaster relief victims. Visit rvaca.org.
We are back on the RV Advisor Podcast. I'm Tom Alexander, and my guest is the executive camper. It is Faith Megna. And there she is, back by popular demand.
Look at
Lily,
the ear coming
the
up.
Dutch bunny.
Look at her.
Isn't she great? Look at that one ear, just like she can hear us, right? That's why that ear's sticking up. She wants to know what's going on, right, Lily?
Yeah,
Oh
that's
my
totally it.
She is just the sweetest thing. There she is. Hey, Lily. All right. So how's Lily been? Is she's functioning well in the dry camping kind of thing?
She's perfectly happy, and she has free run of the rig, so there's nothing like it.
Mm-hmm.
She's I'm like, are you a dog?
Yeah.
Dog or a pig? You're not a rabbit. I don't know what's going on with you. It's
Yeah.
wintertime. She's like, I
Yeah.
can't get enough food right now.
Wow. Does she eat a lot?
She does.
Does she?
I honestly say per pound, she probably eats, 10 times more than humans. I swear.
Yeah.
It's just amazing.
Yeah.
But, they do not eat meat, obviously. They're vegan.
Yeah.
That's all they eat. Hay,
Right.
fresh vegetables.
Yeah.
Pellets, that's it. That's their
Yeah.
diet. So it's
Yeah.
very much.
And I guess I have to ask, when she goes, when she leaves little capers around, does she is it in a little cage, or do you have to clean up a little bit more around the unit?
She's litter trained. So I had her litter trained in 3 days when I got her, and we just celebrated her gotcha day just a few days ago, and
Wow.
so she's been with me for 8 years. Wow. And she'll be 9 in about a month.
All
So,
right.
yeah,
Well,
for bunnies,
birthday.
that's really, and she's not slowing down.
Yeah. Good for her. Good
Yeah.
for her. Big birthday coming up, number 9 for Lily, the Dutch bunny. And what's the distinction with a Dutch bunny? Like, what is that? It's called a Dutch bunny. So is there origin in that part of Europe, or what's the background on that? Do you know?
I'm guessing so, but it's funny because I got her in West Michigan, which is very Dutch. There's a Dutch background
Oh,
there.
interesting. Okay.
But yeah, probably I'm guessing that's the case, but there is a lot of, it's West Michigan. But that is where I got her, and
Right.
so it's kind of fitting that I have a Dutch bunny. Their markings, everyone I see, they all have the same, that little dual.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Because
Wow.
it's like you've got the little white, but then whatever they are, whether they're black or
Yeah.
she's kind
So
of the
kind of like
gray.
a dark gray and white face, and a
Yeah.
brown and white body.
Yeah,
Interesting.
but they're all split. So it's been a
Huh.
long time since I really looked into it, but yes.
Wow, that's
They
really
all look the
cool.
same, and they
Yeah.
have a very great personality. So
Well, she's absolutely just really just so sweet. We just love seeing her. So now I know that you yourself, and maybe, who knows, maybe Lily even helps out. You got the new website that you're developing, right?
yes. So
Can you
it's
share about
going to
that?
have everything that we're doing.
Mhm.
right on there in one place, which is great,
Mhm.
which is a wonderful thing. So everything from the fitness to birthday deals, when we have that back out there so that people can get right back on and see what we're doing and where we've been as well. So I'll be talking a little bit more about that kind of thing, being a solo female on the road too. So
You know, why don't you remind our friends watching and listening, um, what the executive camper does.
yeah, and so obviously I have two businesses.
Mhm.
One is on hold right now due to COVID.
Mhm.
I serve mostly restaurants with it. It's all local business birthday deals. You know, national companies have been doing it for a long time. This is for local companies. And I'm expecting that to come back once things settle down. I'm not going to attempt to bring it back until I know that things are wide open and that we can send more than two people into a restaurant at a given time. I mean, it's typically you're looking at larger parties that are going in. So I can't be doing that at this point, but that's one part of it. And then the other is fitness. And I've been an athlete my entire life. I started as a personal trainer 6 years ago, and uh, within that first year, I started doing boot camp and was moving around. It started in the condo building that I lived in, and slowly but surely moved up onto the rooftop deck that we had that overlooked Grand Rapids, Michigan. And then I was on a bridge and then started moving around there. And then I became a full-time RVer, and I was like, how am I going to do this?
Hmm.
And it ended up becoming Campground Boot Camp. So that's the other aspect of it. And then again, being a solo female, doing these two businesses and traveling in an RV full time is really what it all comes together. So that's it.
Yeah. So you said you were an athlete all your life. Did you play sports in school?
Yeah, so softball was something that I did from little on. I was swinging a bat at age 2. So there are pictures to prove it. And so once I got to high school, I was in swimming, basketball, and swimming actually prepared me for basketball because girls at that point were not really invited to be in the weight room.
Yeah.
So we were just run lines, do this. So I did swimming to get my upper body strength. And so basketball, I was a 3-point shooter. I was shooting from NBA
Wow.
3. I mean, that's where I landed them from, just swoosh. And then softball, and I did track for a year.
Yeah.
So,
Wow.
but
That's impressive.
yeah, so it's always been a part of my life, just being very active.
Good for
And
you. That's
so
terrific.
now I get to share it with other people.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And and no matter what level of fitness you're at and where you are, every bit helps, and just staying active and doing that is awesome. Um, where to next, Faith? What's on the docket for 2021?
Well, from Arizona, I'm going to be going back to the Midwest.
Mhm.
So I've got plans to see Wisconsin, which is my home state. That's where I grew up. And then also Michigan. I'm going to do a lot of the state parks in the UP that I have not experienced yet. I've done a lot on the West Coast. I've done a little bit on the East Coast
Mhm.
of Michigan. And so I want to get that upper echelon, the Sault Ste. Marie's
Oh
and
yeah, yeah,
rocks and all the really cool things that I just haven't gotten to yet. So
yeah.
that's gonna be that, and then I'll have 2 months in each state. That's the plan. I haven't decided which 2 months for which ones yet, but I'm getting there. But yeah, it'll be nice to be back and see family and friends again because I haven't seen them for a while.
Yeah, well, I think that so many of us feel the exact same way. A lot of us haven't seen our loved ones, be it family or really close friends or whatever it is, for a long time. And I know we're all looking forward to that day and those times coming back. So always wish you success and also safe travels. And we'll check in with you again later this year, see where you are, and maybe we'll hopefully a large part of COVID will be in the rear view by then, and we'll start to return to some normalcy.
That would be wonderful.
And one thing I know that's going to be completely normal is that little girl alongside you.
Yes.
The wonderful Lily, who made an appearance today, and it warms our hearts. So it's nice, a great companion to have with you, right?
Oh, she's wonderful. And you know what? You don't have to take her for walks.
Good point. Which, if you're in a real cold place, is extra good, right? Because the last thing you want to do, as much as you love your dog, when they need to go out at 2 a.m. and it's 4 below.
You're going,
not the greatest prospect on earth,
Cross your legs, will you? Exactly.
Well, Faith, thank you so much. It was great to see you again, and great to see you, Lily. Hey, all right, and we'll talk again soon. Be well. This is the RV Advisor Podcast. I'm Tom Alexander. We'll be back in just a moment.
Hey, RV owners and those thinking about owning. Want to maximize the fun and minimize the hassle of buying an RV? You need GPS. It's Gigi's personal service. Our $350 package gets you me, the expert advice, and a host of outstanding services. Visit thervadvisor.com.
Hey, everybody. Welcome back to the RV Advisor Podcast. I'm joined, of course, by our guest coordinator. It is Neve Carey-Zacco. Hey, Neve, how are you?
Good. How are you doing?
Doing well. And, I know last time, earlier in the week, we spoke about a contest going on. And if you want to reiterate that briefly, you can share with our viewers, our listeners, just exactly what that is.
Yeah, I am doing some research right now, and obviously with the help of our listeners, I would love to hear what type of parts they would like to see if we were to do a giveaway. We've done one before, it was a RV recliner, and it was a competition we ran for either a horror story or best photo. I can't remember now, it was about a year ago, but we had huge success, and obviously we had a very, very happy winner. So I would like to have the same again, where we give away obviously something that somebody would really appreciate. So if there's anything new to the market, or it can be old, it doesn't matter, something that would be hugely beneficial to somebody on the road. Doesn't have to be anything specific to anyone on the road either, but that's kind of where we met, or that's our niche market, we'll say. So yeah, that's what we're doing right now. So if anyone would like to email me at ncarey@thervadvisor.com, or Facebook or Instagram, message me, DM me, let me know if there's anything you'd like to see on our giveaway.
Fantastic. And I want to share something here, because I actually got hipped to this app just a few days ago, and it's on I have it here on my phone. It's at the bottom here, and it says Radio Garden. Now, what is Radio Garden? Well, when you click on it, it lets you listen to thousands and thousands of radio stations around the world simply by moving the map, the whole world. So if I want to go to, say, I don't know, Galway, Ireland, I can go to Galway, Ireland, and tune in. Let's see if this is it here. No, that's Letterfrack, Ireland. Let's see if there's Galway. And I get a station in Galway called FM 95.8.
Oh my God, that's so funny.
And I'm now listening to a radio station in Galway, Ireland. And
I am downloading that immediately. It
is an amazing, amazing app, and you can go all over the world and listen to it. And any continent, well, there's nothing on Antarctica, but there's throughout South America, Europe, Asia, North America, of course, Africa, Australia. You can find all kinds of stations. I think the one thing that's so cool about RVers and the RV lifestyle, I think the one theme is curiosity. These are everybody's a curious person. They're interested in travel. They're interested in culture. They're interested in learning and discovering new things.
Of course.
And this app, again, it's called Radio Garden.
I'm gonna have to download that.
Gotta check it out. It is super cool. I spent about 90 minutes last night on it, just kind of combing the planet, listening to stuff. And I didn't understand the languages I was hearing in some cases, but it was absolutely fascinating to consider, like, wow, it's sort of the way shortwave radio used to be when I was a kid.
Yes, of course.
You had a shortwave radio and you'd kind of tune it in and get varying degrees of good or bad signal. With this, you get great signal because it's all digital, right?
Wow, I'm amazed. I cannot
I
didn't hear about that before.
It is super cool. Radio Garden. Yeah, it's a free app. And right now I'm tuned into 95.8 in Galway, Ireland, in your honor.
Wow, that is so crazy. What about you, Tom?
Yeah. Oh, it's awesome. So check it out. And, it's super cool for RVers and travelers. And,
of course.
It's, maybe after a long day and it's like, hey, let's see what's going on in Madagascar. You could just like, hey, have a bottle of wine and check out what's going on the radio in Madagascar, wherever you want to go. Galway.
I'm amazed.
It's cool. So anyway, that's my, I don't normally like go off and get all this jazzed up
well,
about
I'm glad
this
you
kind of
did,
thing,
Tom.
but it's cool. It's cool.
Yes, amazing.
It is amazing. Well, listen, if you are interested in joining us on the RV Advisor podcast, the other person in this TV screen here, I just banged the microphone, is of course Neve Carey-Zacco, our guest coordinator, and she is the person to contact to join us. And Neve, why don't you give them your email?
Yeah, ncarey@theRVadvisor.com. So NCAREY@theRVadvisor.com.
There you go. Whether you're in South Florida or
anywhere
in Pennsylvania or Galway, Ireland, and you want to talk to us? Did I say that right, Galway?
You sure did.
Okay. Did James Galway come from that area, the famous flute player?
I do not know.
There's a
but I've never heard of anyone with the last name Galway in Galway, but possibly.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes people are named after, like Michael Corleone was named after Corleone, Sicily, right?
Yes.
So you never know.
Exactly.
And he was Irish. Listen, James Galway's Irish, so I thought maybe, who knows? Maybe he's connected to the city. But is that a state or is that a city?
It is a city.
It is a city, okay.
But so it's a city, but like the county itself is obviously called Galway too. But
it is also Galway.
Yes.
So now, do you guys have like? Is it in Ireland? Is it states or provinces or?
Yeah.
territories?
So we've four provinces.
4 provinces.
Yeah. So Ulster, Munster, Leinster, and Connacht are 4 provinces that take up the entire.
And what province is Galway in?
Connacht.
Say it one more time.
It's a very strange. It's spelled terrible too. Connacht. So.
Connacht.
Like CONNACHT is kind of how you'd pronounce it, I guess. Okay.
Yeah. Very interesting.
Yeah.
Can we bid farewell? Just say goodbye in Gaelic.
Yes, Salán. Salán is goodbye in Irish.
All right, Salán. There we go. And we will see you next time right here on the RV Advisor podcast for Neve Carey-Zacco. I'm Tom Alexander. Thanks so much for watching. Thanks so much for listening. So long, everybody.
Bye.